Millions of children in South Africa who rely on schools to offer free meals have suffered from the prolonged closure of learning institutions. During the hard lockdown to combat the coronavirus pandemic, less than half of the 9.7 million children who benefit from a national feeding program were able to receive meals. CGTN's Yolisa Njamela has more.
South Africa's National School Nutrition Program feeds millions of learners nutritious meals every day at school. More than 19,000 schools are part of the feeding program. The program reaches the most vulnerable children in the country. The program tries to combat malnutrition, reduce hunger, and improve school attendance. Sifako Makhato Primary School in the capital Pretoria is one of the beneficiaries.
The circumstances the children are coming from are not the best of them all. They come from the squatter camps, 95% of them. For some of them, it's the first meal and the last meal with lunch. Their parents are not even home, and who has cooked a meal at 6 o'clock? They reach the school at 7 and they know they're going to eat a decent meal.
Teachers here attest to the fact that the nutrition program helps to improve the children's ability to learn.
Before they eat, you'll find some sleeping in the classroom, and when you ask them, they'll tell you, "Ma'am, I'm hungry, I didn't eat anything." So you could tell that the learner cannot concentrate while hungry with an empty stomach. You know what I mean? So, and then after, when we serve them the meal, you could tell the learner can play, the learner can participate in the classroom.
You feel happy for?
I feel so happy. I feel happy all the time when I see the huge difference their meals make. These children would not be able to learn if this feeding scheme was not available, or even be able to have a meal at all.
But for a couple of months, the school nutrition program could not operate. The feeding scheme came to a complete halt at the end of March when government introduced the strict lockdown. That meant millions of children had to go without their free daily nutritional meal.
With the COVID-19, we faced a situation where we're not able to feed because of the hard lockdown, which restricted movement in the country. But we tried to keep on feeding in some parts, but it was difficult because the infrastructure for school feeding is here in the school, and we've never had to feed from elsewhere before.
In an effort to increase the number of learners receiving meals, the Basic Education Department is devising other means.
They also prepare food parcels for those parents whose children are not here, but we knew that they were beneficiaries of the program. So we asked them to come collect and take home. And when we do that, the food doesn't just benefit the child, it benefits the entire family.
The National Nutrition Program is widely celebrated as one of the government's most effective pro-poor interventions for its impressive scope. Yolisa Njamela for CGTN in Pretoria, South Africa.